All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. We finally made it. We wanted to do 4 o'clock, but we have our own business, so we had to get some stuff out for a client. I don't want them coming online seeing us go live, and then we still owe them something.
You owe me a
project. Right.
Okay.
How y'all got time to go live and you can't get to work and we paying you? So that's why we figured we get that done. All right, so I don't think it's gonna be a long show. We always say that it end up being,
if we don't go down rabbit holes and whatever else.
We shouldn't go down. I don't know if we're gonna go down a rabbit hole because you're gonna talk about DeSantis. So that and Nick Cannon, those tend to send people on rabbit holes.
Well, all right. Comb over does mainly.
What you mean?
We can be on comb over all the time, all day.
Yeah, you're right. He can send you down a rabbit hole.
Stuff he does.
All right, so go ahead. Start with your
roll up, and I think the title of this. Yeah, there we go. They were talking about this on The View. Today is Wednesday, September 28th. With all that's going on, you guys, and we're being prayerful for all that's going on in Florida.
Oh yeah,
if you're in Florida, if you got family and friends in Florida on the West Coast mainly, we're praying, safety and just using wisdom
with the hurricane
coming. That's all they've been talking about all day.
And if you've watched our previous videos,
Peaceful Preppers.
And we also, I changed the name. You don't know that.
It's not Peaceful Preppers.
No, it's the Woods Report Preppers, I think. I made everything, not the Woods Preppers or something. I changed it. It don't matter. Okay. I haven't started building that channel up yet.
You would think she'd tell
me
her business partner.
Right. But if you start because I haven't really put nothing into it yet.
Okay.
But if you start watching our other channel and even videos on here, we talk about prepping.
Yeah. And especially now.
And it's so funny because a lot of stuff that they were saying, everything we talked about. I talked about having a radio, having your communication online. I talked about depending on where you live, having those things. And Bubblehead DeSantis kind of said everything I said. Having homeowner insurance, if you live in, depending on where you live,
you should already have, because
water.
You live in those areas, so they should be in storage already.
If you live near
planks of wood that you use to cover your windows,
if you live near an ocean, there's the thing you could have bought on Amazon to take salt out of the water so you can drink it.
Right.
All kind of stuff we talked about.
Even little situations like this.
Generators, even a small generator.
I'm not saying little, forgive me, but situations like this major.
If your home is not destroyed and you have to stay in your house, you should have already been prepped.
Yeah. If you can't leave,
yes.
how do you maintain still living in your home if you're stuck there?
Now, it's nothing you can do if your house is destroyed.
Exactly.
But these are things that people can do if their house is not destroyed.
Well, you've given them options to even have stuff ready in the car.
Get out bag. A get out bag.
Even maybe in a storage facility that's not in your home.
A storage unit that's not in the town or area where you live in.
I mean, it's a so lot of things. Aside from prayer, we want to pray and use some wisdom there.
Right.
A lot of times you can't help these type of things that's happening as a,
But what did
weather related?
What did no tie? Because that means he's
well. You can look at this both
stressed
ways.
out because you don't have a tie on.
Ladies on The View, majority of them are not Republican, and a few of them don't really care. Go back down to deal with him because he's been showing himself as a butthole.
Okay,
but it says Biden calls DeSantis about Hurricane Ian after the GOP governor, who otherwise frequently criticizes the president, and we have got to work together. So his little speech, a lot of people are looking at him like, you know what? That's why
he want to work together, but he want to drop migrant workers off at other people's
Martha's
doorstep.
Vineyard, and the money you use
without telling
to
them
spend to send those migrants there could have been partly taking care of this situation you're in
but
now.
But he want to work together now.
So maybe this is humbling you a little bit to shut your mouth up, and even if you don't agree with policies and politics, we need to still learn how to watch what we say. So you don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to cause the disruption. So, of course, they're saying, of course, you're going to need help. Whoopi said, that's what the president's job is. It should be.
Yes.
The president's not going to say, no, DeSantis, you hurt my feelings.
Exactly.
You don't agree with my policies. And then
You know what? Hold on for a second.
What?
Don't assume that.
Well, no. Let me go because you're gonna go. You're gonna talk about what some of the other ladies.
I was getting ready to say. Go ahead.
Sonny said. You
said the ideal.
The last administration.
I was getting ready to say.
Do we not know what they did and said to Puerto Rico?
Right.
How long it took for not just Puerto Rico, but even the point is Puerto Rico, meaning it's part of the states.
Right. Helping
them. Right. Like you getting ready to help. Unfortunately, it won't be any rough major things, but Sonny kind of had to bring that up. She said, like the president helped the people in Puerto Rico? No.
Right.
So yeah, Biden is going to be a bigger person and do his role and responsibility as a president. Yeah, because you're part of the United States, and you're going to have to, as a governor, make sure even the people that don't vote for you in your state are still taken care of. That's your job in that role that you're in. So a lot of people looking at him like, I wrote down some comments. Joy made a joke about, isn't the government involvement considered socialism? She was being funny.
No, it's too much involvement.
No. Alyssa had to kind of smile. That's considered socialism. What we're doing now, everybody pitching in to help a bad situation.
Okay.
You don't have the big bucks where you use some of them to send people to the Martha's Vineyard. Okay, so she was being funny there. You know, she got to be a comic relief. And she made mention that DeSantis could have used, like I said, the millions for Martha Stewart. Sonny brought up again the whole Puerto Rico thing because she's from Puerto Rico.
Right.
Alyssa mentioned that DeSantis needs to not even deal with politics right now. Don't talk about politics. Watch your comments when you're making it to the news media.
About politics.
There's some things that he's still you got to be careful, DeSantis, especially now. Your focus is, as a governor, is to make sure that your state, people in your state are taken care of if they're hit and whatever goes on. So hopefully he doesn't use this as a political ploy, like he's done in the past, to make himself look good. Because they're going to be an election in how many months for him?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Keep going.
And then the Whoopi was just saying regarding the White House, which she feels that's a no-brainer. But of course, with Biden, we know that's not going to be a problem. But with the last administration, it was.
Oh, okay.
You having problems with the light?
No, go ahead.
But that was one of the main things they talked about with him, because a lot of people are thinking, is he crying now? Like, did he make those comments like as if Biden was not going to help him?
No,
if Biden was going to say,
he just made the comments.
We're not going to give you that much.
No, he made the comments just because he wanted to make it. That's all. To make people say something.
Yeah. So, I mean, just kind of stay off of the microphone right now and don't get on camera. But yeah, he just they were just pretty much speaking to Hurricane Ian, DeSantis make or break moment. Make or break moment. Pretty much what that was all about.
So what's this? It said President Joe Biden called Florida Governor Ron DeSantis about Hurricane Ian on Tuesday night. DeSantis hours earlier said he'd welcome a call from the president and that it was time to work together. My phone line is open, DeSantis said at a press conference in Tallahassee. Big dummy.
Time to work together.
President Joe Biden called Florida Governor Ron DeSantis Tuesday night, just hours after the Republican governor said he'd be receptive to a conversation as Hurricane Ian approaches Sarasota. President Biden spoke this evening with Governor DeSantis of Florida to discuss the steps the federal government is taking to help Florida prepare for the hurricane. White House Press Secretary Karen tweeted Tuesday evening. Now everybody using tweets. You can Comb Over started that. Nobody was doing all that before Comb Over.
He can't tweet no more.
But now they all tweet now. See, so they'll never give him credit for it. As much as they don't like Trump, they'll never give him. That's why I said I'm not Republican.
Obama tweeted too.
No, not like that.
No, but he did tweet though.
No, he didn't. Not like Trump, and not like this.
No, but you're making it sound like they didn't tweet at all.
They didn't. Not about like what they was doing and stuff like that. Yeah,
okay.
I do.
I just know Obama did tweet.
He tweeted stuff like on Martin Luther King Day or something. He would say something, but he didn't tweet like they didn't use it as a way to communicate to the American people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comb Over started that. Give him his credit. As much as that's why I said I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat, because I'm tired of people not giving people credit because they don't agree with the party or what the person says. There was things that Comb Over did bring. And he made it where it's almost harder.
I think people are looking at it as though, like a lie goes around, spreads quicker than the truth. Mm-hmm. People tend to go, if you outweigh check mark on how many things they've done bad, things they've done good. That's true. The little good they've done, the bad overshadows it. Yeah. But you're right. There is some stuff that he did get. Thing.
Just like I posted Obama on our page, on our shorts or community wall, and people was negative about him. It's like, it's negative and positive.
What was negative about him?
I'm not going to go into that. And stuff?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Okay, not him.
Him too. They don't like him. It was not immediately clear why Biden didn't call DeSantis earlier, and White House officials didn't explain the delay when asked about it repeatedly at Tuesday's press briefing. DeSantis has been one of Biden's most frequent critics and often calls the president Brandon, a nickname that alludes to the GOP chant, F Joe Biden. So it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Back and forth. People's lives is at in hanging, needing help. Mm-hmm. And then these two goofballs decide who's going to call who's first. So that's all I'm saying. They both is ridiculous. Why did it take Biden so long to call? And why did he have to come on and go, my line is open whenever you want to call? They like boyfriend and girlfriend. Dating. Bad dates. Mm-hmm. So that's them. Okay. So was there anything else with them?
No. I mean, nobody really found fault in Biden because he did what he normally does as a president.
Well, here I just read it. It said they was asking why did it take him so long to call.
What does take him so long? The storm is going to hit right now.
Normally you would call earlier before the press conference or whatever. Okay. He called him at night.
Now we putting time frames on when people should call and when the president normally calls. Now, who are we basing this off of? I don't know. The administration before? Or the ones before him.
Probably the ones before
him. Because Comover didn't call Puerto Rico at all, did he?
Probably the ones before him.
You know what I'm saying? Because we using them as a benchmark. So we all over the place now. We start restarting over what a role of a president is.
Okay. All right. Your next story is Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, I'm not going to you?
No, go to Dahmer. What's going on with him?
I think with Dahmer is they're going to do another series. And Whoopi was being funny. She said, do we really want care for another series about Jeffrey Dahmer?
They mean another one other than this one?
This is the Netflix series that's coming out now.
So they want to do another one.
There's ones before this about his life.
No, they want to do another one, you saying, after this.
No, this is the one they're doing.
Go ahead.
This is the one that's new. Okay. With Niecy Nash is in there.
Right.
Yeah. They're talking, apparently, I don't keep up with the Dahmer story, so the way Sarah made it sound, there are others prior to this.
It is.
Whoopi being funny, do we need another one? Why do we need another one about Dahmer?
Okay.
He's from our area. He lived in Wisconsin area. Okay. And even connected with some people that live in our area.
And this guy who's playing him, Dahmer, was actually better looking than this guy. Dahmer wasn't ugly. That's why he got a lot of people.
Oh, this man looked better. Unless Dahmer just looks bad in prison. My prison picture of him is not good.
No. Before the prison, the pictures before prison.
Oh, before prison.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wonder if nobody's probably messing with him in prison.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I think he's still alive. Did he die?
Keep going. What else? What was the controversy?
Apparently, they were asking about, they were saying that a lot of the people that the victims, the families, the people that he bothered, the producers or the people, the makers of the story,
he's
said
dead.
that he died.
Yeah, he died. I know he got beat up. They beat him up.
That they did, they went to the victims for their story and get the information from them. And the victims said they never talked to anybody about this. So that's one of the backlashes.
Not the victims, you mean the families.
The families. The families and the boys that were, that he bothered, they older now.
They got away?
What am I saying? Victims? The kids, the man that he messed with.
I thought they died. Huh? I think it's the families you're talking about.
The families of the victims that he messed with, right?
Not the victims. I think they dead.
Oh, I don't think they're all dead.
Oh, really?
I think they're still alive, some of them. I don't think they're all dead because he messed with a lot of people.
Oh, go ahead.
So we're saying all of them are dead?
Go ahead.
But the families, maybe that's what they're saying. Mm-hmm. They were never interviewed or anything about this series that's coming out. And so there's backlash to that. And then, too, when you're dealing with stories like this,
Ron Flowers and the man who survived Dahmer. So there were some that survived.
There were some that talked to him. Okay. In the making of the movie, they stated wanted to focus on the victims in making of the movie, but they said that they were never contacted. Sarah said she watches. Remember, we had that one topic about people who watch those true crime stories.
Some
people
like
are really
it.
into that. She says she's into crime stories, but she says she don't like when they're glorified, when there's no means to an end for this person. I guess because he's gone now. Mm-hmm. Maybe they feel free to keep talking about him. Mm-hmm. Because I forgot he died.
Yeah, he's dead.
But the backlash, if you want to read the article, that's what I was saying. I'm just reading their comments.
So it says Netflix released its new true crime drama Dahmer, Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story earlier this month. The 10-part series started. Everybody been watching it too. I guess a lot of people been watching this. The 10-part series stars Evan Peters as Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer, pedophile, necrophiliac, all this, cannibal, who murdered and dismembered 17 people over 13 years. Mm-hmm. Jeez.
He was like the clown guy.
What's his name? Gacy. John Wayne Gacy. Co-created by Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan, Dahmer is far from the first time this prolific murderer and sex offender has been portrayed on screen. There is a well-documented glut of true crime entertainment, whatever, they saying all this. Dahmer was one of the top search terms in the U.S. Yeah, everybody's watching this. However, the show has also been subject to criticism and backlash due to its approach to the families of Dahmer's victims, or rather the production apparent failure to approach them. From what I know, just looking at the whole Dahmer thing, when I first heard about the story, that's why I don't want to watch the series. Mm-hmm. It's always been eerie to me.
Or you don't want to?
No, I don't.
Don't you think of that movie that came out, Silence of the Lamb? They didn't want that movie playing in Wisconsin when it came out. Because of this man.
The thing with Dahmer that irritated me about him is that one where that guy got away and he was running down the street, and this one lady said she saw him. It was a black lady, and she saw, and he, she ran up to him, and he couldn't talk because Dahmer had drilled a hole in his head, but she saw that there was blood like on his crotch area and stuff. And then she was like, he need help, so she called the police. The police came. Dahmer came and said that he was had drugs or drank too much or something, and they
made him look like the bad guy,
and was making her look like the loud black woman. And the police believed him.
Yeah.
And let Dahmer take him back to the place. So it just goes to show you,
even with racial.
She said it was like he was making it like I was a hysterical, loud mouthed black woman. Don't listen to her. She just, you know how they are. And the police agreed. So I hope that family sued. I hope they sued the Wisconsin Police Department for that.
Let's see. And that's sad because that situation that happened, hopefully law enforcement, they're still doing stuff like that.
She said that
like the Karens that cry out and say, come get this black man. He is not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Really?
But the people, she said she felt guilty, but then people was like, what else could you do? You called the police.
Can't force them to.
And she said she always wondered what happened to that guy. And then when she saw this come out, that let her know.
Actually what happened.
He took him back and killed him. But,
and I think it's so sad that
people didn't think he was crazy.
Criminals, white privilege was working for him, and he knew that.
Yeah.
So he wasn't that crazy.
Well, they said that he was at his job. People liked him.
They liked him. He was a nice guy to hang out with.
Most serial killers people like.
John Wayne Gacy played a clown, didn't he?
Most people, they like him. They're very cordial. And then it was some people that went back to the house. It was some black guy went back to the house and left his keys. So I'm like, I do not want to watch this show.
I think Whoopi was leaning more towards the family and how are they taking it. I mean, why do
I have to get the family's opinion and make a movie?
I'm in between what she's saying.
Yeah.
They don't need to watch it.
Don't watch it. It's
going to be a show that maybe will remind them of if they're still living and they lived through it.
Yeah.
people don't want to see these documentaries or these stories being told because it would revisit.
And I don't think you need to get the family because they're never going to say yes.
Probably not.
Why would I ever say yes to you doing
a movie about the murder? They was just pretty much saying that they lied. You did not go to any family member.
Okay, they lied.
For interviewing or anything. Okay. And you still put this out. So why say that? Just say we did this on our own. Okay. And found this information on our own to let the world know.
So they shouldn't have lied. That's the problem.
I don't think Niecy Nash will be happy about them cutting it off anyway because she's in it. I think she plays somebody's mom or something.
Okay.
So I saw her in when they were doing little excerpts from it. She was in there.
Oh,
but
it's too eerie. I don't want to watch it.
Silence of the Lambs.
But they beat him.
Made me think of him.
Yeah, they beat him up in prison. Yeah, he got beat up. Yeah, he got beat up, and
that may have been partly how he died. Did he die of being beaten?
Let's see how did Jeffrey Dahmer die?
He died in
Even
prison.
though I don't want to know about this man, but how did he die?
Some people are watching this. They are watching how this man operated and what was in his head to do what he did. How was he raised?
He was convicted of 15 of the 16 murders he had committed in Wisconsin, was sentenced to 15-term life imprisonments. So 15 life imprisonment. Cause of death, homicide by bludgeoning. Yeah, several skull and brain traumas. They beat the heck out of him.
They really killed him.
Yeah,
they killed him. They didn't want him in prison.
No,
because if you think about it, someone like him in prison, other prisoners will go, "Oh, he may eat on us. He may hurt us," because he's still not, together. And most of the time, people that fight for people like him. Remember, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Why did it say that it left out how he died in the Netflix series?
I don't know.
See, why would they so it's not a good series then?
I don't know. Because we're hearing how he died. Why wouldn't they show that?
Yeah, if it's not what Netflix, the Jeffrey Dahmer story leaves out about his death. So they didn't do everything about his death.
Shame on you, Netflix. Not telling the whole story.
Dahmer tells the story of Jeff Dahmer's life and ends with his murder by fellow prison inmate, Christopher Scarver. However, much of the lead up of the details surrounding Dahmer's death were left out. Okay. So they didn't show what happened and all of that.
Okay. Probably because it was brutal. Maybe they didn't want to show that.
Okay. Well, they going all into the whole guy that killed him's life.
Oh, really? The prisoner?
Yeah.
Who did he kill? Somebody else?
Oh, see, it's this dude. Yeah, that's too much. That's what I'm saying.
You in prison, especially if you're in prison for life, you have nothing to lose.
It's too much.
So if anybody is coming into prison, not that I've been there, but I'm sure people are thinking, I don't want no Silence of the Lamb man next to me.
Yeah, it's
or
too much.
Eating next to me with a fork, or walking in the courtyards. When he's a cannibal, he eats people, he does things to them,
and he's nice. Oh, and then you hear that. Now this was the controversy I remember back in the day. He said he became a Christian.
Yeah, in jail.
And I remember saying, "Okay, that's great. Now you're still gonna die, and you're going to see God."
I remember you saying that.
I remember saying
you still have to die because being a Christian in jail.
What does that have to do because you became a Christian?
I keep thinking
that just means you're gonna be with Jesus earlier, right?
He'll be like the man on the cross with him when they're with Jesus.
But I remember that forced the debate.
But you think about those prisoners on the cross with Jesus. They did something to be on the cross.
But remember that sparked a debate because people was like, "No way would God is he really a Christian?" You know what I'm saying?
Like we can make the decision if this man's forgiven.
To me, I don't care.
Some people say you'll be surprised who you see in heaven.
I hope he's burning in hell. I hope that he said he was a Christian and just thought he was, but he's a nut job and thought he believed in Christ.
Well, that just shows you.
But if he did, again, I don't have a heaven and hell to put nobody in.
No, we don't. And I'm kind of glad we don't. Thank you, Lord.
Yep.
Because man can be just as evil.
But if that was one of my family members,
another man where he has no chance.
If that was one of my family members that he did that to, tortured and murdered, there's no way I would even want him to be saved. I want him to go to hell and burn for the rest of his life.
You sound like that man who defecated on the defecate?
We didn't talk about that. Did we talk about that yesterday? Oh, we did talk about that yesterday. He was that man who hated this woman and he peed on her grave and pooped on her grave. How long do you take a grudge? To me, if it's Dahmer and he did that to my family till he goes to, even after he died, I would poop on his grave and pee on it, just like that man did.
No.
Yeah, I would. That's you.
I wouldn't poop
you
on
are
his
so
grave.
much better than I.
No, it's not about that.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I'm not saying I wouldn't be angry, but I'm not going to go and waste my time into poop on his grave.
I would probably.
That's a lot of work.
No,
that's this one.
Wait a minute.
I got to bend over.
No.
And people see me.
I would poop earlier and put it in a bag.
There we go.
Smear it all over.
I'm not going to physically go there.
No. Because then my pants is down and
I
stuff.
know, and I may poop on myself. And no.
But he would be the one I would do that to. That man who the donkey of the day did. Okay. I would do it to Jeffrey Dahmer. But no, I'm not watching that. Okay. And people are watching it.
They're watching the series.
Go ahead with y'all bad selves. Okay. I would have nightmares or whatever with that nut
Silence of the Lamb gave me nightmares.
Because what if somebody brings you and does that? If it ends up to you, I don't want to end up like that. I don't even want that in my psyche.
The sad thing about it is that that's beyond. Like we normally hear people who just kill or however they do it with whatever weapon, tortured. Whatever. The moment you put your mouth on someone and eat them, that to me is like something is going on. No,
to me, the moment you torture them.
Torture too. We're used to that as well. That's why I didn't like the movie Misery, because I thought she was torturing him.
Not like
that
this.
Was not a very low torture.
Right. She was just breaking his legs.
But the moment you eat somebody,
that's very crazy. All right, let's get off of this nut job.
Go ahead.
He's a nut job.
Are you talking about yours now?
Okay, so B. Simone confirms that
is she a rapper?
No.
Okay.
None of them are rappers, Lenora. You'll have to bring your book out.
Okay.
She writes down the rappers, y'all.
Yeah, got to.
But they are talking about a rapper who you already have written down, DaBaby.
Oh,
you already got DaBaby on there.
So who are these?
So B. Simone, who's on Wild 'N Out, you know Nick Cannon's comedy thing, Wild 'N Out,
when they kind of go against each other.
Yeah, she's a comedian. Confirms that Dani Leigh is a pop singer who has a baby with DaBaby.
How that sound? She has the baby with DaBaby.
Now, Dani Leigh requested to film Wild 'N Out without her. Says the singer is not that mature. So they asked Dani Leigh to come on Wild 'N Out, and she said she'll come on, but she don't want B. Simone on there.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so this is why.
Did they honor her request?
So, are you mature? B. Simone has broken her silence regarding Dani Leigh demanding Wild 'N Out producers to pull her off a recent episode that Dani appeared on. During appearance on the Tamron Hall show, is it Tam her name?
Tamron.
B sat next to Kim Coles to promote their new television show, Finding Happy, and spilled some tea.
Oh, they got a new show coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The comedian actress did confirm that Hollywood Unlocked's report from Tuesday was correct. The comedian calmly explained to Tamron that she had grace for the situation.
Okay.
I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Especially, she's not that mature, she explained. Ooh. We're just going to have grace for her moving forward, B said, speaking about Dani. As we reported yesterday, users on social media had field day reacting to the news that Dani had stopped B's big, with her being on there.
Okay.
What it was Dani, B. Simone apparently has this crush on DaBaby. Okay. And when he came on there, she was overacting like she was in love with him and all this other stuff. But to me, I feel like even if it's real or if it's not, it's stupid for Dani Leigh, who have a baby with him, to be that concerned about it.
Right.
But then they said that B. Simone and them would, they tease everybody on Wild 'N Out.
Right.
So B. Simone would always make jokes about Dani Leigh on Wild 'N Out. So I guess Dani Leigh decided when she came on there, I don't want her to be on there. And I'm torn between it because I feel like you could go either way with it. If somebody don't like you, do I really? You shouldn't want to be there when I come on the show. If you don't really like me,
deal with it though. Don't come on the show.
Either don't come on the show.
Don't demand somebody not be on the show that's normally on the show. You just don't come on.
Or you talk about her when you get on the show.
Either you got balls to stand up and do your thing, or you don't.
She didn't. Okay. So that's what B. Simone. So she confirmed it.
Does DaBaby, is he nice looking?
No. That's the one that said he slept with Meg Thee Stallion. That's little boy.
What
This little man getting around, ain't he?
Yes, he is. He just got some game. He talking some game here.
This little 4 foot.
That's probably why Megan had to put him in place.
Man, this little 4 foot boy is getting around.
Oh my God, he got a baby with this chick.
He got a baby. He got a baby. He got Megan Thee Stallion.
And what's her name like him?
He got B. Simone liking him. Dani Leigh, Meg. He got women fighting over him and stuff.
Swag or whatever.
He ain't got nothing nothing. He just short and little and got game. He do talk good though. He talk good game.
Does he?
So I can see how these women is
smooth
after.
Talker, smooth operator.
Yeah, if you young and stupid, you would fall for him. Yeah. Yeah, he can get you if you young,
and that's what. And Megan probably had to come back and go. I wasn't drunk. Yeah, he got me.
Yeah, so that was the whole thing with them with B. Simone, and like I said, it's gonna be a quick show.
Okay,
with B. Simone. And speaking of Wild and Out, Nick Cannon already having problems with a baby mama.
We figured that
one of his baby mamas had posted that she's been up all night with the baby crying, and she tired, and somebody said, well, why don't you get a night nurse? And she was like, I can't,
or a nanny.
She said, I can't afford a night nurse. And the internet went crazy. How can you not afford a night nurse? You Nick Cannon's baby mama. I thought he said he was gonna take care of everything. He said he was gonna
They lit on her.
All this. So she came back. She was
right
upset.
On rice.
This ain't got nothing to do with Nick. I'm tired of y'all. Blah 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 blah. I'm sick of it. She was cussing and fussing and doing everything.
All you want to.
She should know from this day forward, they are going to say something every single time.
Nobody is going to feel sorry for any of Nick Cannon's women.
Do not post anything about your children.
Thank you.
If you don't want people to say something,
they will be in your business. Are you kidding me? The fact that you laid with him, he's famous, he's known, he has different shows out there, different things that he's involved with. You gonna think you gonna be on the down low and be his woman?
No.
The moment you say,
or baby mama with nobody criticizing
or the moment a comment come out of any of those ladies' mouths, other than his first wife, I don't have enough money. I don't have the money.
Or even
they will crucify you.
Even saying that you up all night. Because just because the man is there, I will agree. Just because the man is there does not mean that you're not going to be up all night. Because some men are just, they ain't going to do nothing.
Whether they there presently or not.
But wouldn't it have been nice if he was there? And he could get up and get the baby sometime.
But like you said, him being there, he may still not get the baby
No,
sometime.
I'm saying wouldn't it have been nice if he was and he could have gotten up and gotten the baby.
In the nice little world that single moms have been praying for years. They still raise them kids by themselves.
Not one of those women should ever go on social media and say, I don't have money for
a nanny.
I don't give a crap if it's diapers, if it's whatever. Never,
Every
even
kid.
if it's true, never post you don't have enough money for anything because you chose to have this child.
You made your bed, you're lying in it. So I don't feel bad for her.
And Nick has money, so she does have money to have
get on the phone, call your boo, and say, we need a nanny.
Just say you don't want one because you don't want anybody else raising your child.
Thank you.
That's a better response. Versus I don't have the money for it.
And then too, you might as well forget about saying it. People in your life, people in your business, because that's gonna happen, boo.
And she said her relative was there, so it didn't come out the way that she wanted.
Oh,
if your relatives are there, like your mom or your cousin or whatever, that's your night nanny.
That's your nanny. Okay.
So don't say you don't have no money. So she opened that door up for that.
Yes, she did.
So
which baby mama is this one?
I think it's the latest one. I'm not sure. I think it's the latest because it's a baby. It's the latest.
The newborn.
It's another. It's two more coming. It's the newest born.
Baby number. You got to give a number.
Who I believe was a Wild and Out girl.
Really?
One of the yeah. So
see,
just never say that. So she went off with cussing and stuff, but you don't need to come back cussing because you opened that door up for people you opened it.
No leg to stand on this one.
And when you decide to have a baby with a man that's famous,
thank you.
You automatically. People gonna
Nick Cannon, and people been making jokes with Nick Cannon. Like you said, Kurt Franklin made that comment about I want to get next to you
because I might get pregnant. So just don't say
it's
nothing.
It's a joke now to people.
I understand her frustration, and it might have came out when people say, "Well, why don't you get this?" Well, I don't have the money for that. I'm not going to run to Nick and ask him. But no, don't post it.
Right.
Don't post it. Just like Ice-T's Coco.
Yeah.
Post it.
What'd she say?
She was running late for something, and she bathed her daughter in the kitchen sink. Now her,
you know what?
And social media went crazy.
Now she probably got a kitchen sink that's just out of this world.
People said, "Why is she bathing?"
How old is her daughter?
Like 10 or something. Oh! Why is she bathing
Oh my gosh!
Like she a newborn.
Was her bathroom being under construction?
Know. The bottom line
I'm trying to see the innocence of this.
Then she took a picture of the grown girl, the little girl, just like when Ray J was holding his son. Yeah. His son was almost taller than him.
I know.
And he holding him
trying to sing, drunk, and can't sing. At that moment,
people don't realize nobody would be in your business if you don't post it.
Yeah.
Nobody.
She didn't have to put. Why did she put that out there?
I don't know. And social media ate her up.
There was no reason to put that information out there.
You know what I think? I think these people doing it on purpose. I think they are. I think they doing it on purpose because they want their name to be out there, and they know they have to do something that gets your name out there. Like Soulja Boy, he does. Only a month can go by when he's not on there. Mm-hmm. He has to say something or do something. 50 Cent, he has to say something or do something.
Some people are very private.
Yeah, but some people like to be out there. So I just thought that was interesting with Dan and Leigh and
kitchen scene. Remember, that was a honeymooners line. When the man was knocking on the door.
My wife is taking
just a minute. My wife's taking a bath in the kitchen sink.
So Coco was literally bathing her daughter in the kitchen sink.
Okay.
So I brought that up. See how one thing goes down a rabbit hole? Mm-hmm. From Danny Lee and B. Simone, Wildin' Out girl, baby mama Nick, baby mama posting.
You're talking about baby mamas posting information that shouldn't be posted.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's how we got down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
All right, so that's the end of them. I'm sick of them.
Okay.
How come everybody I'm sick of? This ugly man, Bishop Lamar. It's an ugly man.
He looks mean. And he's a minister.
This a minister.
He's a bishop.
His wife is cute.
Who gave him?
Is that his wife?
I don't know. Read it because I don't trust him. He may be having an
affair. He talked to her like a dog. They showed it on the video. Sit down. Come in here and sit down.
He's a mean man. He's not respectable with women.
She got to be with him because he giving her money.
People saying he's probably either verbally abusive to her, physically. We don't know.
We know he grabbed that lady by the neck and pulled her out the chair.
For him to grab somebody and push him and hurt, and she's hurt now.
Let's see what this ugly Negro.
I'm sure he must have put his hand on his
It's
wife.
been more than 2 months since 3 men robbed Bishop Lamar Whitehead and his wife at gunpoint inside their Brooklyn church. Mm-hmm. Despite Whitehead's facing controversies from alleged stolen parishioner funds to choking a parishioner inside the same church, authorities have made progress in resolving the robbery. So he was telling the truth, maybe, huh? An unsealed indictment shows authorities have charged 2 men involved, but another remains at large. Police arrested Jawan Anderson, 23, and Saquon, Lord Jesus, Pollock at 23. Everything is Juan. Saquon, Jawan,
and Saquon. His name is spelled S-A-Y.
Yes, Saquon. Saquon.
Q-U-A-N.
So are they yelling Saquon? Hey, Saquon!
I think I'm going to name my baby
Saquon.
Okay.
All right. Saquon, 23, both of them the same age. Mm-hmm. On Wednesday, September 28th, per a statement released by the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Eastern District of New York, Whitehead reacted to the news on Instagram and in a statement to the New York Daily News. This is on the Shade Room. Mm-hmm. I'm extremely happy, Bishop Whitehead told New York Daily News. My wife was crying when she heard the news. We're waiting for the last one to be arrested so we can move on with our life.
You've been moving on with your life because you've been accused of hurting another woman in the church. You have been lying on people like Larry Reed and other people. You still allegedly. So, and then you are an ex-con, or we're not saying that no more.
No, he is. Well, he was in prison.
He was in prison, so he spent time there himself. So they waiting on that third person who has supposedly robbed them. And people still are criticizing you because the church that you were actually being filmed in when the robbery took place, it looked like a storefront. Your jewelry you had on cost more than the backdrop hanging.
The whole church,
the whole ministry. So people are still criticizing you, and I don't understand why people are following this man.
People follow people like that. Maybe they follow Reverend Knight.
And Jim Jones when he took them over to Guyana.
People like that.
Why you follow somebody?
People have to have somebody to like.
Jeez.
I don't know. They have to have somebody to tell them what to do.
Paul says, "Follow me as I follow Christ." If I'm not following Christ, listening to his commandments and obeying them, why would you follow him? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just,
but apparently,
my mind just goes
apparently, I guess he was telling the truth that we know of. Now we don't know. These guys could get into the police station. And somebody set it up.
What's his name in Chicago?
And they just got arrested.
Those the guys from Africa.
Who?
That's
what I'm saying.
He could have had that Jesse Smollett moment.
We don't know.
Like, hey,
so
bills, I pay y'all to.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how this goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Because until I get the whole story, this could be another Smollett.
But if that's his wife, I'm praying for her because I'm just praying.
I didn't know what she looked like. That's her. So she's cute.
Being abused, by him because he's mean. He seems mean. If you guys know of him, you follow his ministry. I don't know. That's just the take I get from him. It's like
he's mean.
Yeah. Well, how he came out crazy on Larry Reid show.
Yeah, and then he grabbed
he was verbally abusing the woman that was on the show with Larry Reid.
Yeah, he did.
And then he called him names and stuff. You don't do that as a minister of God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He has issues. Yeah. He really needs to sit down.
So we'll see how this guy goes.
Okay.
All right. So that was it. I didn't have nothing else.
You want to talk about this before we go off?
What?
Quickly on The View, they were talking about if you have friends.
Mm-hmm. Let me get this ugly man off.
Sometimes we have friends and we pay for them or we'll cover them. Mm-hmm. And we wait for them to pay us back via Cash App, mm-hmm. Zelle, mm-hmm. Venmo. Mm-hmm. This lady apparently, she constantly forgets to pay back. They have to send, this one lady had to keep sending reminders. Apparently the one woman wrote into the advice of the Washington Post column of an acquaintance ducking out of paying her a number of times, ignoring her request.
Why she keep loading her money?
To pay was not included in the. So people, the friends in the circle, she was not included in the next invitation, and they felt like that's not right. You need to. That's not right. You need to. And the lady was like, no, she don't pay me. I got to chase her down.
Yeah.
And Alyssa and them, it was funny because they were all giving their opinion. Whoopi was like, she a grown woman.
Yeah.
And Sarah said, sometimes I do need reminders. So I want my friends to remind me. But Alyssa made a good point. She had two comments. She said,
they're not talking about loaning money. They talking about like it's something going on.
And they all need to pay.
And she says she want to be involved.
I'll send my payment via Venmo. So I cover you.
Okay.
Come time to pay back, you either forget, get amnesia. Okay. I got to keep reminding you, and you've done it more than one time.
Okay.
Well, Alyssa was saying, because the ladies didn't read the story all together in detail. Alyssa said, well, you have to be careful to see if this friend is, because sometimes your friends may have some financial struggles. Sunny says she'll have all her friends, she'll invite them and say, hey, it's on me. Everybody come, and she knows some of her friends don't have as much money as she
and they still want to go. She's like, I got you covered. So that's different. Or they may be having an issue and you got to kind of get with them and say, what's going on, girl? I'm struggling right now and I can't talk to them. They're friends. Okay. But Alyssa said this particular lady, she makes more than all of them. She makes money. So it's not like she's busy. Suffering. Is she busy all the time?
I don't know what it is.
See, it's several ways you can look at this.
Okay.
I thought when you first started, you were saying that she borrowing money and forget to pay it back. That's different.
No, this is a few times.
So this is they saying, we're gonna do this.
Mm-hmm. Who I need your money by this time.
Okay, everybody in. You in? You in, Hazel? You in? Okay, I'm in.
I want to be in. Can you cover me until I pay you back?
I do understand how she can forget. Because if she does make more money than them, she might be more busy than they are. But it's no excuse, though. But why are they not making it where it's an email or something that goes out to everybody?
But she said she's done this a number of times and ignored her request to say, hey, Sue, hey, whatever, hey. And that's when she said after so many times of emails and ignoring my emails, ignoring my alerts to say, hey.
Well, we know.
They're saying the third, fourth time, that's
okay, so I'm going to tell you this.
You no more.
Well, let me tell you this. Mm-hmm. And we know being in organizations.
Yeah.
Same thing with dudes. There's some people, you will send them an email over and over and over again, and they don't respond. And then when we get ready to drop them, they say, why y'all dropping me? Remember? Yes. And then somebody will say, I'll call them because they're not
responding.
So what is that? We know people like that. It's not that they don't have the money and you know they're going to pay.
Yeah.
And every single time it comes up, they never ever, you got to send them you got to hunt them down.
Because Sarah
so she's probably like
she
that. She
wants to remind her. So, because she gets so bogged up in her family, and they even kind of made a joke that she supposedly owes Whoopi. And Sarah said, I paid you back, Whoopi. And Whoopi put the paper up on the side going,
oh, no, she see?
But she said, I understand you got kids, you got a lot going on.
And then
it's no big deal to me.
And then I hate, we have this own personal story where somebody who went on a trip and asked me if I wanted to go, just like this thing.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, well, I don't really have the money, but I'll give you the money later. Mm-hmm. And they said, oh, okay, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Mm-hmm. And then they took care of it. And then when we came back, wasn't it I gave her, it was something else she wanted to buy or something for our organization. Mm-hmm. And I gave her the money for that or something. Mm-hmm. And it made me go longer with giving her money for what I owed her.
Right.
And she went and told people that I owed her money.
Right. But invited her to go to the
trip. Wouldn't it have been easier
when she quickly said, I don't have the cash.
But wouldn't it have been easier to send me a thing and say, hey, Kim, don't forget you still owe me money for the trip.
Right.
Why would you go tell everybody that I owe you money?
And this lady...
That irritated me. And it's not that I borrow money. Right. You wanted me to go with you.
Right. And pay me when you have it. Pay me little by little. I just want you to be here because I want to have fun with you or whatever.
Borrowing to me is different. If I borrow money from you, you're right. You shouldn't have to hunt me down.
But you remember we said to our one friend, we said when she said she was giving money to, loaning money to a relative, she pretty much was saying, I'm writing that off because I know I won't get it back.
Yeah, you won't get it back.
Yeah, so sometimes we know that. But this lady has a habit of not Venmoing like she's supposed to.
Then I would say...
And she got upset.
I agree.
The ladies got upset because she was invited to that.
I would agree. The next thing that we have, I'm not inviting her.
Yeah, she can't get her feelings hurt.
And she'll get her feelings hurt. But they should have said... Here's my thing, too. Did they say that to her? Did they say, we getting ready to have something and we not inviting you because you always take a long time to pay back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think people need to just be honest.
Because Sarah said she understands that if she feels if the lady didn't tell her
right
the next time you're not going to get invited.
That's what I'm saying. That's
and
what
not
I'm saying.
Surprise her.
Yeah, I would have.
They didn't invite me.
I would have told her. I would have said
you're not going.
I would have said Hazel or whatever. Mm-hmm. We getting ready to do this. We getting ready to go to this concert. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Hazel, I'm not buying your ticket.
We're not buying your ticket
because we have to hunt you down every single time to get the money, and let her be on the one to go. No, I'm telling y'all. I will give y'all the money, and then tell her if I have to hunt you down on this one,
this is the next time
we're not going to invite you. I'm telling y'all, we're not going to invite you.
Yeah.
So I do agree they should have said something to her.
And not surprise her by not being invited
because she thinks that her what she does is tolerated now.
Yeah,
you didn't tell her anything different.
Yeah, they'll let me slide like they've done in the past.
Exactly.
So I do see Sarah's point. Don't surprise me by not inviting
exactly.
me. Communicate to me.
What is wrong with communication?
I don't know. It's so simple.
That's what I was saying with the girl who I had needed to give her that money. Mm-hmm. Why would you feel that you need to go tell people?
And this is the thing
that I owe you money when you could have came to me.
These are adults.
Say, hey Kim, remember you still owe me money for such and such, and I would have been like, oh shoot,
is she afraid you were going to cuss her out or something?
Nah,
because if you are a person of integrity, you will admit, oh, that's right. I do. Hey, can I be on a payment plan?
If you're not going to say nothing to me, don't say nothing to everybody else.
Thank you.
Just shut your big mouth about it.
Keep it private. Because that means that it's bothering you.
Yeah.
If you're talking with other people
about it. And how we found out was one of the people who she told came up to us and said, that's why you owe such and such money.
Thank you. You're not a good
friend. And we both looked at each other like,
where did that come from? How she
know I owe her money?
I owed her money too at the time. And I paid mine back real quick.
But how she know I owe her money? On a trip she asked me to go with her to.
So she was discussing that with this third party and who came up to us and felt the need to put it out there. And we just kind of was stunned. Oh, I don't understand grown people.
And right after that, you're right. We did get the money and paid her. Mm-hmm. And I said, I will never. Mm-mm. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time.
And then too, when
you don't have to show me twice. You showed me who you was.
Exactly. Yeah. And then if you're really having an issue, like you were saying, on my end, let's just say for sake of argument, I do borrow it or something. And I'm really something hit like
you need to communicate.
A hurricane.
You need to communicate.
House.
You need to communicate.
Get on that phone
and communicate.
Not text.
Nope.
Not email.
Nope.
Phone.
And tell the person, say, you know what? I'm so sorry. I know I owe you money.
I'm gonna do this, and this.
Or let me. I can. But then when you do that, I don't want to see you at Red Lobster. I don't want to see you too. With new shoes on.
Cause you're like.
And people say, well, you in people's pockets counting their money. You're darn right I'm counting your money.
Yeah, because
if you owe me money, I'm counting your money.
Just think about it, you guys. In all honesty, if somebody owes you money and they're slow paying it or not paying it, and you see them...
You going to concert.
Buying something, not like food that they need, groceries.
You going on cruises.
They getting their nails done.
You getting your nails
their
done.
Hair braided. Their hair braid is over $200.
I want to see.
You owe me $175.
You owe me $100. I want to see your hair in an afro. I'm back to the 1970s up in this mug.
You going natural.
You going natural. I want to see you broke down and nothing. Until you give me my money back.
So understand.
Because then I'll feel bad. I'll be like, dang, she doing.
Girl, just pay me back when you can.
Girl, give me that money when you. Or girl, they getting money. They going to the food pantry.
Let me make the decision.
Girl,
to say,
let me say.
You don't have to pay me. That's girl.
Yes,
gone.
Yes.
Get on gone.
Yes. But not cruises. You going to French Riviera.
Yes.
You going to this and that, and you owe me money.
Because you thinking. Do you want to be bold and say, hey, don't you owe me money?
Yeah.
Where you get that purse from?
Yeah.
Now we got to get ugly.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be mad. They're going to be embarrassed.
You're right.
They're not going to want to be our friend no more or our cousin.
And if I owe somebody money, let me know. Because if I owe you money and I ain't paid you back, I truly have forgotten.
Yes.
Honestly. Yes. I forgot.
That's true.
I went to Prince concert with Carol. Is she watching? Uh-huh. Carol bought my ticket for $50. That was years ago. Uh-huh. Like maybe 10 years ago.
Wow.
I forgot she bought me that ticket.
Interest was added, boy.
But I forgot. I owe her that money for that ticket. And I saw her on Facebook. And I remembered when I saw her, I said, oh, Carol, I remember I owe you $50 from like 15 years ago. She said, oh, don't worry about it. No.
You paid it?
No, I need to pay that. Write that down. I need to pay.
Y'all remember this, just this date.
Carol said, but I'm saying if it's honestly forgot. I need to cash app.
And sometimes people don't
Hear me write this down. I need to cash app Carol $50 for that Prince concert.
And some people feel embarrassed to say you owe me.
And if I owe anybody
they don't want
money,
to seem like they're petty.
No, hold on. If I owe anybody money and you watching this, let me know. Because I don't want to blow up and become famous.
No, you better be careful with that because somebody going to be sending a lot of emails.
No, I said I owe you.
I owe you.
I know. I know I don't borrow money from people. So I know if I owe you money.
Oh, okay.
If I owe you money, and you remind me, and I don't want to get famous, and then somebody go in the shade room and say I owe them $50.
She owed me
from 20 years ago,
and the interest is added up, so now it's more than that.
So you're right.
Because she making a lot of money, they thinking in their head, I'm gonna try to get some money out of it.
So what community? What should we say on the question? That's a questionnaire. Then we need to ask. How do you
word that one? Because the way they worded it on here is confronting friends who don't pay you back.
How do we do that?
Confronting friends who don't pay you back. How would you do that?
How do you let me see, how do we say this? If somebody owes you money, should we go along the lines of when I was saying I don't want to see them in Paris and all that or whatever? Or should we go along the lines of if somebody owes you money, do you, after a certain amount of time, do you just forgive the loan or something like that? Or do you not want to see them spending money while they owe you money?
I mean, it could be both because you may forgive them after so many months or time frame, I don't know.
I'm gonna say you don't. I don't want to see them spending money and they owe me money.
I mean that's a no-brainer, right? I know we've had some friends who said,
or go along the lines,
their family members' money and they just considered it as a gift.
No, maybe go along the lines of what you said with The View. If you have a person that takes a long time to pay back, and you have to chase them down for the money in the future, do you just not loan them anything?
Right,
going forward,
or do we say, would you tell them?
Do you tell? Well, that's the answers. You tell them. You just don't loan them.
Or do you just not invite?
How do you handle it? Okay, we'll do. How do you handle it?
That's a hard one. Because Sarah felt she should have told her, "You're not inviting anymore."
Okay,
I'm not inviting you.
All right, so we'll do. How do you handle it if in that situation?
Because we know people.
Do you not invite them anymore? Do you tell them that you're not going to invite them anymore?
Some people may say it depends on the amount of money too.
Do you invite them knowing you're going to have to chase them down anyway? Something like that. We'll do that. Okay. All right, that's a good one. All right. Wow. Was there anything else?
No, that was it.
All right, y'all. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And always believe.
Yeah.
Right? And that was Another Woods Report. See you later.